Why we're stuck in a world full of evil people. People who cause wars, commit crime, and even those who just treat you wrong. This goes back to a hidden truth most people have forgotten. It states evil doesn't start with hate, it starts with control. Someone who hates you will just avoid you, but someone who wants to control you, either your money, your choices, or your future, well, that person will destroy you. And so the reason the world's full of evil people is because evil is rewarded. Whether it's big business or big government, you can get an easy life without hard work as long as you can control more people. Or in other words, the more evil you are, the more untouchable you become. So, what happens if we remove the systems that reward evil?
You are naive because you don't believe that people can be inherently bad. You still think that people need a justifiable reason to do harmful or painful things to you. But once you've seen enough, once you've seen that people's lives come to an end, not by strangers, but by the people they trust most, you'll realize that you have very little reason to trust anyone. Once you realize that, you'll get to a point where people can earn trust with you, but you don't just give trust to everyone freely because everyone doesn't deserve it. As children, we're taught not to trust strangers, don't go with strangers, but when we become adults, that concept is kind of just thrown out the window. We hang out with any and everyone. We bring strangers into our homes. We give strangers rides. I'm not saying that you should never do any of those things, but especially as a woman, you have to be extremely cautious doing any of this because naturally we are physically weaker than men. If you are neurodivergent, other women assume that mentally you are weaker than them because your brain is processing things differently. So either way, you have to get to a point where you let people earn friendship with you. You let them earn respect, intimacy, and trust with you. But there's absolutely no reason to just open yourself up to any and everyone.
Y'all know that being a bully is whack, right? What's crazy is it be these grown-ass adults. How do these full-blown adults in their grown-ass age be playing childhood games? Their age might say adult, but their actions show emotional insecurity, emotional unintelligence, spiritual negligence, mental insecurity, mental instability. There is nothing cool about trying to make someone who has done nothing to anyone to try to make them seem less than. Anyone that's a bully in any way, whether it be socially or spiritually, anytime a person tries to make someone else feel less than, all it does is show that the bully is completely unhealed. It shows how much self-work that bully really needs to do. Bullies are just unhealed ass people crying for help. And we're tired. All of us are tired of bullies. Evil people have ran this world for far too long. The age of the bully is over.
I talk in this book a lot about toxic people, and I have a quote in there from Schopenhauer saying that we think that evil people walk around with horns on their head, or that fools have cap and bells. But people who are toxic are masters at disguising it. They've learned since they were 3 years old to present a normal, saintly front to the world. Envious people, and there are envious people out there, don't go announcing themselves that they're envious. They become your friend in order to wound you. They ingratiate themselves out of a secret desire to find a way to punish you.
Let me tell y'all something. You will always know the tree from the fruit that it bears. We are living in a time right now, and hear me good. We are living in a time right now where so many people can perpetrate and cosplay certain people. There are so many people using the language of a person that's doing the work, using the language of someone with good intentions, using the language of being a woman that's really trying to dive into her divinity, into her empowerment. So many people are using the language of people that actually went to go get therapy because they genuinely wanted to be better. So many people are getting on these apps, getting in front of these mics, and learning the verbiage. The verbiage. And that's why I'm one of those people. I don't know why God gave me the gift, but thank you God for the gift. I can always tell when someone is just using the verbs with me, using the verbiage. They come in trying to use the language. When you really doing the work and you really had to heal from some things and you really had to climb out that swamp and get into that clear water, you know what it takes. Real can always recognize real. I hate when people come into my space trying to use certain language. I can tell. Y'all, please be careful out here. People are literally getting on these apps, getting on these podcasts, getting anywhere where they can be seen and heard, trying to use the language of being a certain type of way, trying to use the language of being healed and growing. But behind closed doors, they are a menace to society. Behind closed doors, they are a menace to society. Please be careful. Do not get caught up in the language. Do not get caught up in the verbiage. You will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. You can tell by the fruit that it bears, y'all. I'm so serious. Hear me good.
This message is not going to be for everybody, but for those of you who it is for, who it resonates with. You keep encountering deceptive people because you have the ability to see what they're hiding. There's nothing wrong with you. You're on path. You are being sent these people because you, in whatever way that you do, somehow expose them, even if it's just to themselves, because you can see straight through them. Understand that to your soul, these people are not a threat. You have been clocking people like this for lifetimes. You have the wisdom, you have the confidence on a soul level, and on a human level, every single time you meet a person like this, you are reinforcing your ability to trust yourself.
It's insane to me that people that seek to do you harm never stop. Like they never, like the devils, the demons, the minions, all of them, all the evil people, they never stop trying to harm you, ever. You can only surmise that it's like really good, like it's really fun, because they never stop. You could pray right now, go cleanse, and then they back at it within an hour. They're doing it again. Like they never stop. How fun is it, Doug? Like how nice must it feel like to watch someone you hate crumbling and you doing it to them, and they go and they get prayed for and then you do it again? Like how is it really that nice to harm someone, dog? Like it has to be, right? Like they never stop. They no breaks, bro. Like no breaks. They go to work thinking, oh, I'm gonna harm him again. Like it's insane, right? Like what is is it really addictive? Is it really like addictive? Like what? So if you bewitch people, please comment.
You want to know how to tell if a person has bad intentions? I'm gonna tell you exactly how. This is what you do. Put them to the test. And the test is this. Play possum. Play dumb. Play stupid. Act like you're delusional. Act like you're oblivious. Act like you're weak. And the reason why is because a person with bad intentions will always try and take advantage of people in these types of conditions. But a person with good character, a person with good intentions will always work with a person or people to help them turn their weaknesses into strengths. They will work with them to actualize their greatness and their skills and their abilities and their powers and their purpose. A person with bad intentions will always fail this test because they carry through life a predatory mindset.
There are some people that are evil because they choose to be evil. It's not because they were abused as a child or suffered some sort of trauma. It's not because there's some sort of chemical in their brain that makes them operate in a certain way. They're evil because they choose to be evil, and they do evil things as a manifestation of their evil.
You know, evil people think that once they get rid of you, that they can do what they want to do. They can be free. They don't even have to worry about restraints anymore because you're not around. Your goodness is not around to let them know that they're morally wrong. But what they don't understand is this. It's because of the goodness of God's grace and mercy on your life that they're even still alive, that they're even still able to provide, that they even still have a job, that they're even able to exist in a place where they're not supposed to exist at all. But don't you worry about that. You keep letting evil people be evil people because the word of God says this. The wheat and the tares must grow up together. But God gonna do the separating.
I usually say this one thing to people, and it seems most people don't get it. The biggest reward, the biggest revenge rather, you could actually give to somebody who has actually betrayed you, who has actually hurt you. You see this thing called hurting, betraying and all that. When it's done, the person who did it is aware. The person who hurt you is aware. Do you know why I said this? That is where the conscience comes in. You can't play God. You can't even play 1% or 1/3 of God's role. That is why He's bigger than everything and everyone else. Conscience is there to remind you before you even set forth, or remind you before you even do anything. Then once you do it, hurt the person, betray the person, the conscience is always there to tell you that, you see, this thing you did is wrong. No matter how you try to pretend to the world, that's ego. That is also part of human. No matter how you try to pretend, the conscience is always still there to tell you, oh God, you did it wrong. The only thing that stops you from apologizing is the fact that you've already done it, or the fact that your ego is very active. But then, you were the hurt, you that was betrayed, do not ever try to dignify the person who hurt you with a response, with any form of reaction. The more you try to dignify them by letting them know that, you hurt me, why do you pretend? The more you are feeding their ego. They know what they are doing. By the virtue of conscience, every single person, even lizard. How many lizards do they see for your house? But they are actually out there, thriving. Why are they not in your house? I don't know about animals, but when it comes to humans, conscience is very active. Do you think it's easy to kill? Do you think it's easy to betray? Do you think it's easy to do all these things? It takes the process of coming together with your conscience, battling with your conscience before you carry it out. So that is the reason why if you see anyone who actually betrays you, or betrays anyone, or lies against the person who means well to them, avoid that very person by all means. Even if you heard it, that the person did it to some other person, avoid them. Do you know what it takes to battle with conscience? The conscience is trying to pull you back. Please do not do this. This is going to hurt your peace forever. And you said no. Ego. And continued. Avoid anyone. Just be sure that this person did it, not just rumor. If you hear anyone that did this and is actually confirmed, avoid them. No matter how to try to make it fitting into the standard of the current world that, it's guy now, and a normal thing, woman guys leave. Avoid these people. Because they've actually battled with their conscience and they felt that they won their conscience. See, when the conscience is telling you one or two things not to engage in this very thing and this very thing, and you finally did it, you didn't win your conscience. You were only foolish, and the conscience is just looking at you. Because at the end of the day, you will suffer it. This is not about karma. It's about what it's meant to be, how it's actually programmed to be. This very hand where you bring out, they go and serve you back. I tell you, do not complain to anybody either. Don't complain to anybody either, because the more you complain, the more they hear. Shut it. That very reason why they lied against you, that very reason why they hurt you, prove it 1,000 times that you are stronger than what they planned for you. That is the biggest comeback you could ever have. It is the biggest and glorious revenge. If you had no value, if you had no impact, if you were not shining, you won't be hurt in the first place. So because you were shining, because you had value, because you had what they did not have, that is the reason why they attacked you. They attacked your essence. Do not give in. Ignore them into oblivion and watch them self-destruct. because what they planned for you did not work. And understand that if they actually betrayed you and you ignore them, their eyes are on you. They will stalk you forever. Always shock them with good news without even announcing anything. Are you hearing me? Follow these instructions and you'll come back to thank me with 4 cows.